Well, good morning, and we're going to finish the front, get this baby closed up and get some plastic on the inside, get it all insulated so that it's going to be warm for plants in there. So, because I already know the angle from the back, I'll use that cutoff piece for the, what's that called? The something carbonate, polycarbonate. I'll use the cutoff piece and we'll get right at it. First things first, blocking. So this first panel length, I'm going to go 63. 63. This stuff is sticky. There are two panels here. It's pretty easy to not tell how many there are. Cuts real easily. Closing in Kaya's runway in there. I think I've used as many screws on this greenhouse as I do on a regular garage roof. It takes a lot of screws. This front wall was slightly out of square, so I had to unscrew this panel so that I could rack the wall just a little bit. So I've screwed that back on. Now I'm going to do this other one. So I cut a small piece to go right up and through here. I'm going to underlap this one to give it some good gripping ability. Very nice. And same thing on this side. Everything is screwed on. Hopefully it's braced well enough. I'm going to take this brace off and I'll pull a measurement, see if we're still square. 81.5. 81.5. Good. Now I'm going to trim this out with pine to build and mount the door to. Point of interest, I've used 19 full 8-foot sheets to do everything here. I guess I'm going to do the door in this same material. I'll put a water diverter across here, a piece of metal that comes out to shed the water out away from the door. Clunk. Good. Now we'll build the door, hang that, and finish the top, and we are closed in. I've cut the two side pieces for the door, like such, and now I'm cutting the top, bottom, and middle. I marked one. I'm just going to cut them all one cut. That way, I know they're all exactly the same. I'm going to attach all these pieces using an L-shape strap at all the corners. That will firm it up really well. So, time for a trip to the lumber yard. You want to go, Kaya? Do you? Let's go. All the door parts are cut, so now I'm going to paint them ahead of time before I assemble it. So I'll get on to painting. Well, let's put this together. In the past, I've always used angled pieces that were flat and came around here, but this was all they had, and it should work fine. So I'll secure these. There we go. Making great strides. I've just finished, instead of picking up the closure strips, I silicone all the way around the outside. Took me half an hour probably to seal that, and 3 tubes of caulking, as well as I've sealed both eaves. The top is already secured, sealed, so it should be good and tight. And once I get that plastic on, whoa, woo. Let's put some trim boards on here. Just keeping this door shut keeps Kaya at bay a little bit. 41 9/16. Put a little paint on the end, and then I'll nail that up. There, both ends painted. I still have to put that polycarbonate on top. I haven't done that yet. Now that I've nailed it on, now I need to make a ridge cap for the polycarbonate. I think I came up with a good idea. Let me show you this. I'm going to take basically 3 ribs. This rib will be the peak, and then 1 on each side with a little bit left over on each side. So I'll cut that, and then that will be good for running screws to hold it on. So it's really hard to see where you're cutting. I put a magic marker mark that I'll be cutting off so you won't see that. Use my handy shears. So you can see the effect that will have. I wonder if I can bend that on my brake. It'd be really nice to have a crisp bend right there. You can flex it like this. It comes right back. I put a small mark right there, dead center, on each end. Now I'll go out to the metal brake. See if we can bend it without actually breaking it. Okay, so we'll take this out. My brake is outside. It's a little cool out there. And we just got 2 or 3 inches of snow. We have not had much snow all year. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? All right, let's close this door. All right, out to the metal brake. May have to fire up my snowblower. This is my catch-all so that I could be neat in the shop. Let's set the camera up and get this ready. My poor metal brake, I feel bad for it being out here in the cold. Right there. Well, it didn't break, and it did put a bend on it. Let's go see how it looks on the roof. Let's see how it looks. Oh, nice. I like that. That comes over the vent really well, so that's all going to shed water out. That's great. Great, 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 great. Okay, we'll screw it down and call this part complete. Ridge cap is done. Now I'm going to go inside and plasticize the entire inside. I'm going to start on this wall. Just go right up one piece of plastic all the way and put it on with battens. Let me show you this. It'll take 9 of these. So I've got them all, got it all set here. Kaya, in the worst way, wants to help me. Pretty sure this is going to be interestingly hard to do. I just spent 10 minutes getting the plastic started along the bottom. I took a batten and I wrapped the plastic around like 3 times, pushed it up against the bottom, and nailed it in with a finish nailer. Let's see how the rest of this goes. What are you doing? Okay, so a lot of you folks had comments about putting plastic on the walls. Unfortunately, those comments were after I had already started. The video came out a couple days after I had started doing this, because it takes a while to record and edit and get it onto YouTube. So I already had this done, but I am going to listen to you folks because, really, because the plastic, I like the idea of the plastic as far as keeping, it's like creating an insulated wall space to hold heat. But I've already tightened up all the way around on the polycarbonate. But if you think about there's multiple things. One, you folks mentioned the possible vapor inside and out and causing moisture to build up inside the wall. So I am going to acquiesce to taking the plastic off. The other thing is lookability, or how it looks. This looks nicer because you can see in and out. I think it'll be much more attractive looking than this, where you can't see. You know what? Let me go outside and show you the video, a picture from outside, and get your thoughts on that. Hey, puppy. All right. The visibility is quite a bit better on the side without plastic. If you have, oh, there's Dan. Where's Chad's in there? Where could he be? Well, you know what? You can't see him because the plastic is like blocking everything. There he is. Yeah. Hey, speaking of Chad, their YouTube channels, Chad's White Mountain Custom Carpentry, is taking off like crazy. You should check him out. White Mountain Custom Carpentry. Chad, what's his name? Dan over there hasn't had a chance to do anything more with his, but he still has a YouTube channel. You could check them out. There's an old adage of new construction, 10% of it is remodeling. Well, here's maybe 1% of it. And there's one. And here we go. Is that better or what? Thank you so much for your comments. I appreciate them. Sometimes when it's contrary to what I'm doing, I hesitate, which is wise, I think. My wife suggested that you folks had some good ideas, and I think we both agree. So thanks. I'll finish taking the rest of that off, and then we'll move on. You can see I've mounted a door catch so that when I shut the door, it latches. But we need a door stop on the inside to stop it from doing that. Also to just seal it up a little better. So from the inside, I'll leave it shut. And then I have a piece of strapping all cut. Pick the good edge. I'm going to that. And I want to just keep just a snug, just a little bit snug to that. Let me put this down. The door, everything is set now. It closes. Everything is good. So now I'm going to cut the polycarbonate and I'm going to put it on the inside. I have it all marked here. Well, that completes the greenhouse. It's pretty well done. I have two more things. Look at that. I like that. The watering system, I want to get that going. And I guess we ought to put some shelving in there. I'm using all of the plastic pull-apart shelving to put in there, so I'm going to put that in right now. This is the day. This is the day. So we are going to put some shelving in. What to choose from. So my inside greenhouse died. I cleaned it out, so I'm using the shelving in this to be more practical, more conforming. It was really a learning experience. I learned a lot about gardening with my little inside greenhouse. A lot of you folks said, that won't last a year. And pretty much you were right. So we're going to move some shelving in. Let's get this in there. Yeah. I really like being able to see the plants. I think that's more ASMR. I don't know what that stands for, but relaxing to be able to see that. You can see all the way over to the other side. And that vent, we'll go take a peek at that inside for just a sec. That will allow a lot of hot air, if it gets too hot in the warmer days, to go out. What do you think, Kaya? You like it? Okay, that finishes this video. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to have one more video on this. Well, actually probably more, because I'm going to start planting things. I'll start transferring. Had started the celery and the mung beans. Those are coming really well. And so I'll probably move them into there. And then I want to get the water system of gutters and a collection point and get it inside. And at some point, maybe showing automatic watering. I think that would be really cool. And I need to put something down to protect the floor because it is plywood. I might buy a scrap piece of linoleum or something and put that down to protect the floor. Okay, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. I appreciate your comments. Thank you so much. You've been very kind in the way you word things of how dumb I am in doing some things here. But it's been a blast. I have really enjoyed this, and I can't wait to move it outside. I have one spot in the parking lot that will have good sun pretty much all day. Maybe not all day, but most of it. So we'll move it out there and actually use it practically. Okay, thanks. Hey, if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe and leave a comment. Tap the bell because that lets you know that a video has come out. All right, Kaya and I say goodbye. Thanks.